Hello there. Do you know of Purplebricks? If you have been in the market looking for a house or looking to sell a house, you might have encountered Purplebricks Australia, the Australian arm of the British real estate startup. In this video, I discuss one of Britain's business success stories, Purplebricks. More particularly, I will share with you the reasons why it could not replicate its success in Australia. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Raymond Huan, and if you own a business, you're interested in business, or you wish to learn more about the tips and tricks on how to operate a business better, I encourage you to click on the subscribe button you see before you right now. Purplebricks is a real estate agency that has had a different model of selling homes and claimed to be a disruptor in the United Kingdom real estate market. Launched in 2014, the online agency set out to disrupt the real estate market by implementing a fixed fee structure rather than a commission to make the process of buying and selling a property more transparent and cost-effective. Purplebricks rode on their successes in the UK and launched in Australia in 2016. It promised to save Australians an average of about $11,500 under its new model. However, in May 2019, it announced that it was quitting the Australian market 2.5 years after entering it, with a promise to shake things up. A press release from the company claimed that market conditions in the Australian real estate market have become increasingly challenging. But some real estate experts believe that the problems began even before the real estate market became a challenge. Let's take a look at why Purplebricks suffered in the Australian market. Purplebricks spent more in marketing than they made in revenue. They spent about $20 million to create the buzz and attract the market in the hopes of growing the company rapidly. It is difficult to sustain this kind of spending, as they put most of their marketing spend on expensive TV advertising instead of focusing their efforts on targeted digital marketing. Not everybody who watches television will be selling their property at that point of time. Not only is that expensive, it is also wasteful given the budget and geographic reach that Purplebricks was trying to reach and achieve. Digital marketing, on the other hand, could be executed with specific targets in mind, those who are looking to sell their property or buy one. And when used properly, digital marketing can be effective in nurturing customers. In my video, Small Businesses with Big Problems, I discuss why managing cash flow effectively is important for any business. I won't repeat what's mentioned in the video, so I'll leave it up to you to click on the link that you see before you right now if you're interested to know more about how managing your cash flow can be done in a sustainable manner. Now, when you spend $20 million in marketing, you should at least aim to nurture long-term relationships with your customers, the past, the current, and the potential future ones as well. But customers felt that their relationship with Purplebricks remained purely transactional. Property sellers were required to pay a full fee whether their property was sold or not, which left no incentive for Purplebricks agents to actually sell the properties. The fixed fee model typically works in booming sellers markets, when buyers would gladly go to and snap up whatever properties were available. But when the market slows down, agents would tend to prioritize properties that they can immediately sell because each property owner pays the same fixed fee. Purplebricks did not want to change the model to suit the Australian market. There is a difference in the markets. For example, most UK homeowners would gladly handle their own open homes. However, in Australia, home sellers expect the agents to do this for them. Now, Purplebricks was not transparent about charging property sellers for doing open homes, which surprised many. Their agents communicated this with the company, but the company refused to budge on that term and condition until sometime in October 2018, when it became too late for any changes made to save the failing company. So the business model itself was the issue. In the outset, a supposedly low-cost fixed fee model that seems to benefit the customer at an $11,500 savings is substantial. But it only makes sense if the customer gets the service it promises. In this case, if the property gets sold, that was the promise. But it turns out, paying a fixed fee does not guarantee that the property gets sold. The fixed fee model does not provide the traditional incentive model that spurs agents to push to sell a property. In the end, it feels as if Purplebricks is the only one gaining out of it because they receive a fee whether or not they manage to sell the property. So what can we learn from this, from a business viewpoint? What happened to Purplebricks Australia is similar to what happened in Bunnings UK. In my video, The Bunnings Lesson, I discussed on how business arrogance can lead to costly mistakes. Now, business arrogance is when you think that whatever happens to other businesses could not possibly happen to yours. In reality, it can. It happened to Bunnings, it happened to Purplebricks. In the case of Purplebricks, failing to address customer concerns despite them being raised by the people in the front lines proved to be disastrous for the company. Just because it works in the UK does not guarantee that the model will work in Australia. A product or service is only as successful as it is effective in solving a problem. Australian property owners face different problems and issues compared to their counterparts in the UK. The goal should have been to develop a product that suited the needs of the Australian market. In this case, Australian property owners put a lot of value in open houses that are organized by the agents. So it makes sense to build a model that accommodates to that. Another way it could have prevented this pitfall was to inform or educate customers about the services that fixed fees did not include. And this was important when you introduce a low-cost model. The customers need to know in advance which features or functions will be pared down when you include a fixed fee model. Customer expectations matter, and when you choose which features to take out or offer as a paid feature, you still need to take into account what the customer values. Again, it all boils down to understanding what the market needs, what it wants, and what it values. It is unwise to spend more than what you make. And when you spend on something, make sure that you make the most out of it. Make every dollar in marketing spend work. And it works best when you work to develop a relationship with your customers. This starts when you make an effort in solving their problems. As a new player, the odds are already stacked against Purplebricks, and they are already at a disadvantage at having to educate the market about their service. And because they operated a fixed fee model, Purplebricks does not have the same revenue generating capacity as their competitors operating on a more traditional commission-based model. In order to overcome these advantages, they needed to attract market share immediately. And in order to do so, they needed to make huge investments in marketing resources. Unfortunately, they didn't maximize their marketing spend, and they focused on mass market channels such as TV ads. They were too focused on generating awareness that they didn't prioritize nurturing customer relationships. So what could Purplebricks have done differently? Well, they were correct in focusing on marketing and educating their market, but they could have done so more systematically, and they could have targeted their marketing dollars in digital marketing or utilized unconventional marketing practices that their competition weren't fully utilizing. Most importantly, listening to people working in the front lines from the start could have prevented some of the problems that they encountered. Now, I am sure Purplebricks entered the Australian market expecting to make a profit and did not expect to make the mistakes that I have mentioned above. However, no business has ever expected to make such fundamental mistakes, but it does not mean that they won't make them. Just make sure that you don't. If you are interested to know more about what a business has to go through when facing exponential growth, you can download the first chapter of the book, From 20k to 2 million in 2 years, absolutely free here. The chapter talks about the differences between a good and a great business and puts out questions that make you consider how you can turn your business from good to great. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to catching up with you again very soon.